Hello, Gene Schwimmer here. Welcome to today's vlog. Going to be a short one today because I have to run out early for some business, and I'll give you a little preview. Tomorrow's probably will be short too, because tomorrow is another Democratic primary debate. I want to watch the debate, and then after the debate I don't want to be up all night editing a long video. That's your preview. Now on to today. Just a short item and then on to the main subject, which should also be short. The first item, in Israel, a group called Palestinian Islamic Jihad. They are more aggressive than Hamas. They are in the Gaza Strip, and Hamas is having trouble controlling them. They are launching rockets into Israel. Netanyahu threatens war as sirens continue to wail in southern Israel. Defense Minister Naftali Bennett met with citizens and council heads in Sderot and the Gaza border communities on Monday. Quote, "We are not interested in a broad campaign, but we are preparing a plan, and if there is no choice, we will put it into action. We won't tell the enemy when and where," unquote. Sderot is a city or a small town that borders the Gaza Strip, and they get the main brunt of these rockets that, well, Hamas sometimes, but Palestinian Islamic Jihad launches into Gaza. Now, Israel, regardless of who launches the rockets, whether it's Hamas or Palestinian Islamic Jihad, Israel holds Hamas responsible because they are the ones controlling the area. The Israelis have retaliated whenever these rockets have fallen in Israel, but they have been just brief strikes destroying a Hamas building or a militant trading camp or killing some Palestinian Islamic Jihad leaders. But it's been years since they've launched full-out assault. They could depose Hamas anytime they wanted to, but haven't, because number one, the number of Israeli soldiers who would get killed, because there are not just tunnels running into Israel. Well, there aren't anymore because the Israelis found them and destroyed them, but the Gaza Strip itself is just networked with these underground tunnels. So the Israelis, they don't know where all these tunnels are from which they can be attacked, so they expect that there could be quite a few Israeli casualties. And then the second problem is, what do they do with Gaza Strip after they've deposed Hamas? Do they really want to run the Gaza Strip? So that is a calculation they have been making, but it looks like they may finally be getting fed up. Maybe not launch a full-scale war, but, well, I just read you the quote. We are not interested in a broad campaign, but we are preparing a plan, and if there is no choice, we will put it into action. We won't tell the enemy when and where, unquote. Quote, "Hamas and the PIJ, Palestinian Islamic Jihad, need to understand this will not continue as it is," unquote, Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu stressed. Quote, "If they don't stop the rocket fire completely, and I don't mean for a day or 2 days, but completely, if there isn't a complete end, we will be forced to activate the plan for a wide-scale operation that we've prepared," unquote. Shortly before the rocket fire, Defense Minister Naftali Bennett said that Israel is, quote, "preparing a plan to fundamentally change the situation in the Gaza Strip," unquote. What's significant about that is, as I've said in the past, they've launched these limited retaliation attacks against Hamas on the Gaza Strip, and they have made truces with Hamas that lasted a little while, and then, as can now be seen, would be broken. They would last a while and then they would be broken. It looks like the Israelis are finally getting fed up to the point that they're going to do something that will stop the rockets completely. So we'll have to stay tuned, see what happens if and when it does. That is the minor subject for today, which may end up being longer than the main subject for today. But the main subject for today is that Britain, well, they've left the European Union, and I hope, I think I have at least one visitor from Britain. I think I have one British subject watching my video. So this is good news for you, that it looks like Britain dodged a bullet, or they may have dodged a bullet with this coronavirus, because you left the European Union, whereas the European Union, they are still under what's called the Schengen Agreement. The Schengen Agreement, which is basically to get rid of all the borders between the members of the European Union. Once somebody enters the European Union, well, if you're a citizen in the European Union, let's say if you're a German, you can travel anywhere in the European Union without a passport being stopped at the border, so on and so forth. If you're a foreigner like me, then you have to have a passport to enter the European Union, but once you're in, then you can travel wherever you want within the European Union. Basically a borderless continent. What our liberal friends would like to do here, get rid of the border between us and Canada and us and Mexico, let people just come over the border any way they want. That was the case in England when England was in the European Union. Anybody could come into Britain. Now, the Brits were complaining about, quote unquote, Polish plumbers who would come into England and would work for less than the British plumbers would work and undercut them. That was their main complaint. But if you think that is bad, imagine Polish plumbers with coronavirus. That could have been, well, not just from Poland, but you see my point. When Britain was part of the European Union, people could come from China, get into the European Union, and could just travel into England without being screened, without being stopped at the border. Britain, I'm guessing, would have been at much greater risk from coronavirus. And the risk still isn't zero as it is, but they have now at least control of their borders, which they didn't have before. So I think this is a benefit to England. So once again, as I said in an earlier vlog, congratulations, England. Congratulations, Your Majesty. You did the right thing by leaving the European Union. That's it for today. Like I said, I gotta run. So thumbs up if you like this video. Share it with anybody you think would also like the video. If you have any comments, you can put them in the comments section below the video. Same place for questions or suggestions for future topics. You can also subscribe. I love getting new subscribers, so subscribe, subscribe, subscribe. And finally, come back and see me again. I look forward to seeing all of you again. And until I do see all of you again, bye.